Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. Online Trading Academy, over 25 years, teaching people just like you how to trade and invest. We've been on the radio waves here in the metro area for several years, and just dissecting these financial markets, how they work, and different strategies for us as the public, the regular person, to have income strategies in their life. And that's what we're going to talk about here in this segment. But we did have a lot of people texting in for this investing class. Congratulations for those of you that want to come to one of our investing classes. And by the way, they're free. And if you want to see what the markets offer as far as how they work, different strategies as they go up, just different strategies as they go down. But if you want to be able to make smart investing decisions, come check one of these classes out. Just text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's for 2 seats for this class. We're local here in Bloomington. We also have classes in Maple Grove and Woodbury. So text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this investing class. So Al, we kind of into the last segment off is we have a lot of people listening right now. I mean, thousands of people listening right now that they have good jobs and they're a little bit concerned because you're seeing a lot of layoffs now. Companies are laying people off. They have for a while, but now we're seeing a lot of people come to the academy after they get laid off. So I was actually having a conversation with a relative this past week, and they were like, I might get laid off, so I need to do something now. I need to have another income strategy set up already before that happens, because they were worried that they might get laid off, and they went through a couple cycles already, and they passed. They haven't been one of those people that
hmm
got laid off, but they didn't want to have that happen and then struggle. Be like, what am I going to do now? What should I do now? How do we pay the bills? How do we pay the mortgage? And a lot of people, even if you do really well, if you don't have that income stream, if you don't have that capital coming in all the time, it's tough, because now you have to start to draw off your savings. Some people have to draw off their retirement accounts. So even if you do really well, you also need that second income strategy for just in case, for that backup plan. So Al, there's multiple assets that we're seeing a lot of people want to look into to have that second strategy on top of their job, maybe as a backup plan, or how you really create wealth is having more than one source.
hmm
So, what are some of the strategies that you talk about in these free investing classes that you teach, but also the assets that allow people to get started and put less capital into the market?
Yeah, let me talk for a second here first about why it's so important to have a second source or multiple sources of income. Uh, we know that about 70, almost 70% of the people in the country live paycheck to paycheck, and that's not minimum wage people. A lot of those people are in the six-figure income. And the study showed that about 51% of people that make over $100,000 a year are struggling. They're living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, it's a lot of things are getting more expensive. Inflation has really hurt up, and it's probably, I don't know when that report came out, but it's probably even worse because of inflation continues to get cost more for everything.
Well, that's one of the problems. That's one of the reasons people are living paycheck to paycheck. Inflation has increased, and look at the things that have gone up the most. The basics: food, fuel. Living is not free. Being alive is not free. We have to understand that. And if the people that are making $100,000 a year, if over half of them are living paycheck to paycheck, what's the average salary in the country? It's $44,255, $225. That means a lot of people are in a situation where once their bills are paid, there may not be enough left over. In fact, there may not be enough to pay their bills.
Yeah,
So,
what's crazy, Al, is we talk to a lot of people that come in. They're like, "Yeah, I make $150,000 a year," and they're still struggling. And it's not because they have done anything wrong. It's just
yep.
they have that one source only.
Right. Yeah. And you talked about people being laid off. We saw the jobs report where there was an increase in jobs in certain parts of the economy. There are, like in the service sector, a lot of people, when we went through the pandemic and everything shut down, the service industry was one of the biggest ones that hit. So it makes sense that they're adding jobs. But a lot of companies, a lot of the technology companies are cutting back. Some of the medical companies are coming back. 50% of the employers that have been surveyed said that they expect to lay off workers. And, that's an issue that not only we have to deal with if you're one of the people that are laid off, but those people are no longer paying taxes, which is going to help support Social Security and Medicare. So let's get down to the income portion then. The reason that that's so important is that, again, so many people need additional income, not only to live now, but how do you build a retirement portfolio if you don't have additional income after your bills are paid? That's one of the problems that has caused a retirement crisis. There are assets that are really designed almost like they were specially designed for short-term income for people to take care of this issue, this problem. One of them is the foreign exchange market. We call it the Forex market. One is the futures market. One is the options market. If you're looking for income, cash that you need now for whatever the reason is, it means that it's something you have to be able to access on a short-term basis. You can't wait 10 or 20 or 30 years to get cash that you need today. These assets that I mentioned are short-term in nature, can be used in some cases for people that want to make daily income, weekly income, monthly income. But they are designed for an entry and an exit with a potential profit in a short period of time. Unfortunately, those are typically not taught to investors by Wall Street, although Wall Street uses them. All the hedge funds, all the big pros, professional traders, the Wall Street firms, people like Warren Buffett, they use these assets. Warren Buffett makes, probably somewhere between $8 to $10 billion a year trading things like options and the foreign exchange market. These are available to you as a trader, as the public, as a retail trader. You can trade these things, and there are a lot of brokerage firms out there that will let you trade futures, options, a more limited number that trade the foreign exchange market, but we can help give you some advice on that. But the point is, you have access to something without having to go out and get another job that can provide a short-term income for you.
It was funny you were talking about, you made the comments, if you need cash now, you can't wait 20 or 30 years. And you just kind of made me think about that old commercial. It's my money and I need it now. And that person stuck their head out the window. But just how an account actually works as far as a trading account, it's very similar to a bank account or a checking account or something like that. So let's just say an investor or a trader, as an example, let's say they make, $1,000 in a week. Okay. If a trader or investor wants to take that money out, they just request or withdraw from that, and then it gets put into their checking or savings account, however they want to do that. So there's ways to withdraw that money at any time. So when Al's talking about if a person wants to trade and they want to be able to have an income strategy, they're able to take that money out and use it at any time. It's not like you have to keep it in there. And that's, we want to address that, because I think a lot of people think about that because they say, well, I put my money in an account and I have to wait forever. I have to wait till I retire to take it out. Well, that's your money. When you have a trading account, it's accessible, so you can take withdrawals at any time. So if somebody is looking for that second income strategy and maybe they want to use it for fun money, or maybe their job pays all their bills and they save a little bit, and then their their fund money comes from the trading, well, that's just an opportunity to be able to do that. So we kind of dissect that and illustrate that a little bit in these investing classes here. But to check these investing classes out, they're free. They're in Minneapolis here. We're actually local in Bloomington. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's text investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this class. We're going to dissect how the markets work and different income strategies in the markets. So you were talking about Warren Buffett, Al, and he makes billions of dollars per year trading options. And it was funny because he tells everybody to go buy stocks. It's one of those things, do as I say, not as I do. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to be able to show you that investing class, what some of the things, other people are doing, big banks, institutions, the people with the big money. So there's other assets that they use with options, but also the futures in the Forex market, like you were alluding to. Just real quick, explain why somebody might want to use the futures or the Forex market. Let's just say somebody works during the day and they want to be able to have that income strategy.
Well, again, these can be used for that short-term income need, but they also trade basically 24 hours a day. Forex does trade 24 hours a day. The futures market almost 24 hours. So it gives you an opportunity to, work your investments around your schedule. You do it when you feel like doing it. And to be honest with you, some people find that there are certain times of the day or night where they do better. And that's all part of keeping a plan that follows your investments and follows the strategies that you're using. But you have that opportunity to trade pretty much anytime you want to. And the great thing is that all three of these assets we mentioned that can be used for additional income, options, futures, and Forex, have leverage, which means that every dollar that you invest has a multiple of that. We talk about this every week. And the reason we do is that it's such an important component of these assets. Why do you think all of the big players, all the big pros use these assets? It's because of the huge benefits you get from the investment dollars you have. You're really maximizing the value of every investment dollar
What is that
that you
benefit, though,
have.
Al? Explain that a little bit.
Well, let's just say you have an account with, as an example, $2,000 in it, and you want to be trading in the foreign exchange market.
Hmm.
There is the potential with an account that size to control something worth maybe $100,000. That's maximizing the value of your money. You do the same thing in your everyday life. If you have a mortgage on a home, you're using leverage. If you have a credit card, you're using leverage.
So it's
Car
doing more
loan.
with less then.
It's absolutely doing more with less,
And I
which
think
is
that helps people be more comfortable too.
well, it does. When you have a smaller amount of money that you're using in your portfolio for your investments, it does. And we show you how to also have a risk strategy in place when you're using those investments, so those dollars are not only giving you a maximum benefit on the upside, but you're also protected. Um, the point here is that you have access to these assets. We teach how to trade all those markets. We have instructors that trade them on a pretty much a full-time basis. They're instructing you on how to use these things. Why isn't Wall Street telling you that? Well, they would rather have you put together a portfolio and hold on to it. Josh mentioned that before, that people think they have to leave their money in their accounts for years. The reason they feel that way is they've been conditioned by Wall Street, by their advisors, to believe that this is something that you're in for the long term. You just leave your money there, let it ride through these corrections and crashes, and eventually it'll come back. And typically, I mean, that's right. It will come back eventually if you leave it there long enough. But what percent return are you going to have? What if over the 30-year period you only end up with a 5% return? And the problem there is that you're riding out these low points in the market, the corrections, the bear markets. Those are times when you should not be riding the market down. You should actually be benefiting when the market's going that direction. Whatever direction the market's going, there are opportunities for you to benefit. And that's one of the things that we teach in these classes. That's the primary thing we talk about is risk management, and then also how to make money in different market conditions. Because if you are only using that typical buy and hold long-term strategy, you're missing out on potentially half of your life's worth of opportunities in the markets.
Yeah, to sum that up, there's so much opportunity at the markets. I mean, I feel it's probably one of the biggest or the best wealth creation opportunity that exists, because all you need is internet and some capital.
Right.
And as I was alluding to, you don't need as much capital as you may think. But the stock market, yes, you need a decent amount of capital to get started, because you need the physical buying power. When you use leverage, the futures market, the Forex market, and the options market, that gives you the opportunity to use less, do more with your dollars, and have it go further. So we dissect that in these investing classes. We kind of show you what that looks like, give you examples of the futures market, the Forex market. That way you can make a decision. Is that the right one for you? Or maybe it's options, or it could be stocks. Who knows? But you won't know unless you come check it out. Come check out one of these classes. They're local here in Bloomington. We also have these in Maple Grove and Woodbury, and these are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make smarter investing and trading decisions. Text the word investing to the number 210, 210 for 2 seats for this class. Text investing to the number 210, 210. When you do that, you're also going to receive a financial quick start kit. In this kit, there's techniques and strategies that will actually help you get started right away. Text the word investing to the number 210, 210 right now. Coming up next, let's talk about those 401k and IRA strategies. We talked about the market hasn't done anything since April of 2021. Let's talk about strategies where it doesn't matter which way this market goes in that retirement account. Coming up next. We'll be right back.